It's another normal morning in town when Aaron finds a mysterious package at his door. Inside there's an old videotape, and Aaron quickly goes to buy an old camera to watch it while ignoring his brother's demanding texts about using the money for a car battery. Moments later, Aaron and his brother Justin watch the video together, discovering it came from Camp Arcadia, a group they belong to as kids. Anna appears on the screen saying everyone is well and happy, and that they look forward to the ascension. Justin's angry that his brother spent money on a camera just for this, but Aaron ignores it and points out that everyone is alive when in the past Justin said the group would end things. While Aaron remembers Camp Arcadia as a friendly community, Justin insists they're a UFO death cult and that the ascension is a plan to die. Afterward, the brothers go back to their poorly paid cleaning job. They have instant noodles for lunch, and Aaron keeps bringing up Camp Arcadia, pointing out how they were always well fed there. The argument continues while Aaron cuts Justin's hair, and Aaron insists the camp hadn't been a cult, not remembering any talk about death. Justin is absolutely sure they were a cult and that he saved his brother when they escaped, so they should keep up with the deprogramming sessions or they won't get financial aid. Aaron doesn't want to go to deprogramming anymore and cuts Justin's hair badly on purpose before leaving the room in a tantrum. Later, Justin goes to his deprogramming therapy session, where he shares what happened. He knows Aaron isn't happy with this life and that he cries in his sleep. Justin also thinks Aaron resents him for having pulled them out of the cult and going to the press about it, but for Justin thinking for himself is more important. He's tired of having always to take care of Aaron. The next day their brothers discuss their financial problems, the cause being that nobody wants to hire ex-cultists. This is also the reason why it's hard for them to make friends or have girlfriends. Aaron confesses he wants to go back to Camp Arcadia for at least one day to say goodbye properly and have closure, and Justin finally gives in. Later in therapy, Aaron says he knows Justin is trying, but he's a total disaster, and it makes Aaron feel like he doesn't have control of his own life. He won't mention this to Justin though because he can't do that to his own brother. Sometime later, the brothers take their car to San Diego to visit the camp. Their argument comes up again with Aaron saying it wasn't a cult, it was a commune, but Justin disagrees. He keeps mentioning group death, worshipping a deity in the forest that nobody knows about, and gelding, but Aaron doesn't remember any of that. The siblings' parents died in a car accident many years ago, and when they pass by the accident site, they stop to pay their respects. Aaron notices someone left a drawing, but Justin says they made it years ago, which doesn't explain how it still looks brand new. There also are some weird sticks along the road. Justin gets a bit weirded out when he notices both sides of the road look exactly the same, but when he turns around once again, the road has suddenly changed. He decides they better get going yet still refuses to let Aaron drive. Further down the road, they see Carl walking by with a furious face. When they finally make it to Camp Arcadia, they find Dave at the entrance with a creepy smile on his face, but he doesn't say anything. Hal gives them a warm welcome and immediately takes the siblings to have lunch where they reunite with Tim, Anna, and Shane. They also meet newcomer Lizzie. Dave is sitting nearby, and the creepy smile never disappears from his face. Anna comments on how much the brothers have grown up, but nobody seems to realize people in the camp still look the same. The brothers learn that the beer they're drinking is made here in camp and the money they make by selling it is their main source of income. Afterward, the brothers go to leave their things in the bedroom, where they find a post-it that says please be quiet. Aaron admits he's interested in Anna, but Justin reminds him they're all 20 years older than him, they just don't look it. Then Justin goes out for a run, noticing that people seem to be happy here in the commune. When he reaches the road, Carl passes by him again, but he won't say hi. In the evening, the group gathers around the bonfire to drink and have fun. Hal invites Justin to his cabin to show him an equation on his board that he hasn't been able to solve yet. He also wonders why the brothers came back, and when Justin mentions the video, Hal says he has no idea what he's talking about. Hal explains that the ascension has never had anything to do with death and that there's something bigger than them out there. Afterward they go back outside, where Shane is showing off magic tricks. Justin picks a card, and when Shane tries to guess it, Justin says it's wrong, so Shane tries something different. He throws a ball up in the air, yet it doesn't come back down until Shane opens Justin's hand, and the ball lands right on his palm. Meanwhile Aaron chats with Anna, who makes the clothes for the camp. She invites him to his cabin to show him her designs and Aaron shares how much he dislikes his life right now. Moments later, the group gathers around a rope where they play the struggle. A person is supposed to pull at the rope, which hangs from the sky, to represent their personal struggle with passion and growth. It looks very mystical, but Justin is sure Dave is on a ladder holding the rope in the dark. Aaron volunteers to go first, but his first attempt is a failure. He insists on trying again, and this time, he ties the rope around his body. The plan works and he manages to pull the rope off, claiming a personal victory. Hal asks Justin to go next, and he doesn't want to but gives in to social pressure. Justin tries to pull, but the rope immediately makes him fall, hurting his hand. At that moment Justin notices Dave is in the crowd, which leaves him wondering who is holding the rope since everyone is there. Afterward, Lizzie takes care of Justin's wound, and Justin notices a drawing she made of two big eyes on the sky. Hal comes by to apologize for what happened and tells Justin to have fun with Lizzie before taking out a cigarette. Justin is creeped out by the implications and decides to leave for the night. He walks back to his cabin with Aaron, who asks to stay one more day. Justin doesn't like the idea but gives in because he can tell Aaron's in a better mood here. As they keep on walking, they come across Tim standing in front of a locked door, and the old man explains they keep the brewing equipment there. Outside their cabin, the brothers find another post-it note. Justin can't sleep and wakes Aaron up to chat, asking him about Anna. Aaron admits they've been flirting, and while Justin is happy for him, he also points out Anna used to be interested in Aaron years ago, which was creepy because he was a minor back then. The next day, the siblings go to the woods to practice shooting. Justin is very good at it but his last shot fails, and when he picks the bullet from the ground, he's shocked to discover the bullet still looks like it hit something. After doing some fishing, Justin goes for a run, and when he meets Carl, he tries to approach him. Carl runs away, and when Justin tries to follow him, he discovers Carl is gone and there's only a shoe left on the road. Moments later, Justin is startled when he comes across a trailer that starts to shake. Suddenly a gust of wind hits Justin, and after the sky goes dark for a few seconds, Justin looks down to find a bunch of Polaroids on the ground. As he picks one up, a tree falls behind him, and now he's scared and confused so he decides to return to the camp. Nearby, there's a tent surrounded by the weird sticks. Inside something keeps bumping against a surface, and a clock at the entrance keeps going back a few minutes over and over. Later in camp, the group is having a karaoke night, and Justin doesn't understand why there's a note asking them to keep quiet here. Justin asks Hal to talk in private and tells him about what happened before showing him the Polaroid, which depicts the lake with a buoy. He thinks something is watching him, something he felt as a boy and thought it was his imagination, but now he's having second thoughts. Hal explains this commune doesn't have a leader with all the answers, and that he deals with his own theories with the equation but Justin must find his own personal way to understand. Then Hal points at the sky and Justin is shocked to discover 2 moons. Hal says 2 moons means truth, and the third one will equal ascension. He also advises Justin to go to the spot on the Polaroid for answers. Meanwhile, Aaron has fun with the karaoke and lets Anna convince him to share some recreational uppers with her. Then Anna takes Aaron to the area outside the camp, revealing some mirror-like circles all over the place that reflect the landscape. Aaron wonders if this is why Anna sent him the video, but she doesn't know what he's talking about. When Justin returns to the group, he sees Lizzie doing more sketching, this time depicting a crazy guy with guns. Justin decides to leave for the night and bumps into Jennifer, who is crying alone. She's the one that has been leaving notes because she can't sleep with all the noise. She explains she knows everyone here is brainwashed and she would love to leave, but she's looking for her husband Mike, who got lost around here. Hal promised he'd help her, but nothing has been done since. Upset, Jennifer decides to leave, and when Justin turns around, he finds Tim guarding the locked door again. The next day, Justin and Aaron go fishing, and they agree there's something out there. Aaron wants to stay in the camp for good, but Justin is still wary, and he decides to look for the answers. He jumps into the water in the buoy area and comes out with a metal box. He's also terrified and tells Aaron to quickly row back before whatever is down there catches them. As the boat moves, a giant shadow shows a mysterious shape on the water. When the brothers make it to the shore, they open the box and under a bunch of rocks they find another tape. Disappointed, Justin announces they're leaving. Later over dinner, the brothers announce they'll leave, and Lizzie gifts Justin a drawing of a terrifying night creature. Hal decides to play the tape they found in the lake, and everyone's shocked to see a recording of Justin and Aaron when they were younger, telling everyone in town about the camp being a cult. Hal says this is a message from the guardian entity to show it forgives them, but the brothers feel humiliated and leave the building. Immediately Hal goes after them and says he forgives them for all the lies Justin told the press, causing Aaron to get furious when he finally understands there was never any death cult. Justin defends himself, saying he's always known there's something wrong here and he wanted to protect his brother, but Hal accuses him of just wanting control and points out all his lies made it very hard for them to sell their products to the city, who considered them wackos. At that moment Justin sees Jennifer nearby and comments on how Hal hasn't helped her as he promised. Hal tells Justin to leave or he'll make him leave by force. Justin tries to take his car, but it won't start and he has to leave on foot. He finds a weird fog on the road and lots of those strange sticks that make him get lost. Suddenly a snake appears before him and when he jumps back, Justin turns to find Carl running into his house. Justin goes after him to ask for help, only to discover Carl is dead. Confused and upset, Justin wonders what to do when out of a sudden another Carl appears behind him, yelling at him for touching his stuff. Justin doesn't understand how he can see 2 Carls at the same time, so a live Carl takes him outside to explain. It turns out this area is stuck in time loops that repeat tragic events to keep the entity entertained. To reset the time, you have to end things for yourself, otherwise the entity will do it for you and will be much crueler. People at camp prefer it when the entity does it because they consider it sacred. If Justin doesn't leave quickly, he'll get stuck as well. To prove his point, Carl throws his cigarette past the weird sticks, and the cigarette disappears. Then Carl follows it, disappearing too. Seconds later, Carl comes out of the house, scaring Justin but ready to help. He can tell him how to escape, but first he wants a gun as payment. Carl draws a quick map to tell Justin about a cabin where a guy named Chris keeps a lot of weapons. He also gives him a compass that Justin must trust instead of following his eyes. Meanwhile at camp, Aaron notices Tim and Hal talking in private, and when they're done, Tim tells Aaron he doesn't have to do it if he doesn't want to. The next morning, Aaron leaves his cabin to find 2 Polaroids falling from the sky. He picks them up and finds a picture of a trailer plus one of himself, which he takes to Hal for answers. Hal confirms the entity shows them what it sees, and the trailer means it wants Aaron to go there, so Hal gives him directions to reach it and points out that the third moon will be full soon. Aaron immediately leaves camp and discovers that when he crosses the limits marked by the sticks, he can't see what's on the other side and Anna can't see him from there either. Moments later, Justin finds the cabin Carl mentioned, where Chris is cuffed to the wall. Justin recognizes him as the guy from Lizzie's drawing. Chris's friend Mike, who had been digging in the garden, explains he tied Chris to help him go through detox. Then Mike connects a hard drive he found outside to his computer to watch a video that shows him and Chris dying in a horrible way. This is another message from the entity as a warning for trying to escape the loop. Mike wants to help Justin escape too, so he gives him the gun and tells him about his life outside the loop, mentioning a wife that liked to leave notes around the house. Justin realizes this is Jennifer's husband but decides not to share that detail. He leaves after wishing Mike good luck, and Mike proceeds to light the house on fire. At that moment Justin realizes he left his map inside, but when he's about to go back, the loop resets it all to the time before he arrived. In the meantime, Aaron finds the trailer and the tent with the clock. When he looks through the tent window, he finds a man that stands up and moves, only to get killed and start all over. The man notices Aaron and tells him he can't help before exploding, scaring Aaron away. Sometime later, Justin is trying to make his way back to Carl and comes across another trailer with a cougar that snarls at him but leaves him alone. At that moment Aaron enters this loop, and both brothers confess they're lost. They approach the trailer and find a note from the owner saying anyone can use the recreational flowers from the garden, but the brothers prefer to leave. As soon as they're gone, a projector in the trailer activates and plays a recording of the brothers leaving. Something suddenly shoots the projector and sends it flying into a different loop. The third moon is about to become full, and people in camp begin getting ready for the ascension. The brothers keep on walking, and after coming across a bunch of weird statues, they finally find Carl's house. He isn't around but he did leave the map, so Justin grabs it and leaves the gun in its place. Aaron takes a moment to tell Justin that he doesn't want to leave the camp and he doesn't mind the idea of the loop. He gets to be immortal and he'd rather repeat his death than keep on repeating the awful routine Justin puts him through. Justin disagrees but the brothers still leave together right before Carl shows up again. He's very happy to see the gun and uses it to end things, but it doesn't work and he wakes up in the loop again. The brothers make it back to camp when night falls. They don't see anyone around except for Jennifer, who is leaving on a bicycle. After looking around they finally find Tim, who unlocks the cabin he always guards and leaves. The siblings enter the cabin and discover a huge amount of tapes with a TV that turns on by itself, showing the last few days at camp from the entity's point of view. It also shows the group gathering around the bonfire, where a rope falls from the sky when the third moon is completely full. Terrified of the meaning, Aaron runs outside, but it's too late. The only things left are people's clothes. Justin tries to comfort Aaron by pointing out that the loop will bring them back later. He also says he'll feel guilty if he leaves Aaron here, so he'll stay too. Aaron wonders if Justin is respecting his decision, and when Justin confirms it, Aaron decides they're leaving. Justin is very confused, thus Aaron explains that all he ever wanted was for his brother to give him the power of choice. At that moment the camp begins to reset with a force similar to a hurricane. The brothers run away, but the car won't start, so they have to push it. Aaron explains he wants to be equals with Justin, and Justin accepts by letting Aaron drive. The reset is coming closer, thus the brothers jump inside the car as it begins moving quickly downhill, just in time to come across the invisible wall of a loop. The siblings close their eyes, preparing for the worst, but luckily they cross just in time to avoid getting stuck and they reappear on the other side of the road, where it's already morning. As the brothers celebrate their escape and make their way back to town, the group reappears in the camp, ready to start the next loop. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.